Today I fucked up by nearly knocking out my BF during sex. Today I fucked up by nearly coing my BF during sex. Literally happened 10 minutes ago. My BF and I were having a good romp when he smacked my ass to flip over. Went to roll to the left and used my arm for a bit of momentum / leverage. He went right and bent down as I swung. After a loud ass crack and shooting pain in my elbow, I shriek in horror as I see him grabbing his face. Then he sees the blood through the stars as I nearly concussed him when my elbow nailed him on the brow bone. I hit him so hard that I sliced his eyebrow, not his actual eyeball, open half an inch from the force of it. He is feeling it even after making an ice pack from some snow, and the goose egg on my elbow is matching the lump. I have never been more sorry in my life. I have never made another human bleed like that. Can't decide whether to laugh or cry, so I'm doing both. Too long didn't read. My BF took my elbow to the face while changing position while screwing, and I sliced his head open and concussed him. Update: holy crap guys. Thank you so much to everyone who gave this awards, and even more thanks for all of the comments. BF is doing okay today. He is going to have a badass scar once it's healed, so it will definitely a lifelong memory. Not quite stitches worthy, but I have a butterfly closure keeping it shut. He gets to sport a minor shiner and a band-aid for a few days. Thanks to all of your comments, my anxiety of nearly, not really, killing him is much better today. For everyone asking, after a 20-minute break things were able to be finished off last night. I managed to elbow him in the nose for round 2. Can't make this shit up! Exclamation mark. Nothing like knowing you're alive after near death to get the libido going, am I right? Lol. Now he gets to go to work and tell all the wild stories about his combat sex battle wound. We work retail management, so I am guessing it's going to be a rough day. Combat sex even better. Edit: thanks for all the awards. I think this is the most upvotes I've ever got. Martial arts uniform, collision, zany face, starstruck. Death by Snusnu. The spirit was willing but the flesh is concussed and bleeding. I hit him so hard that I sliced his eye open half an inch from the force of it. At that point you should have grabbed his arm and finished with a guillotine to get the title and the $100,000 check. Nah, that's one of those events, when all the effects have passed, you all will remember and chuckle for the rest of your lives. It's a memory in the making. That is some really rough sex. Today I fucked up with my grandma. For some basic context, this happened in my grandparents' kitchen, and my grandmother is incredibly germaphobic and nitpicky about hygiene. When I was in the kitchen and washing the used bowl and dishes, I felt my nose itch due to the strong lingering scent of smoke that wafted in through the windows. The neighbors were smoking next door. As I sucked in a huge mouthful of air and let out the biggest, loudest, ear-splitting sneeze I haven't let out in days, that was also the time when my grandma happened to happily stroll into the kitchen to check on my dishwashing work. The moment I sneezed, my whole face and eyes scrunched up and shot downwards due to the recoil of the sneeze, and also partially out of habit. When I recovered from the sneeze, I jokingly looked over at my 72-year-old grandmother, whom was instinctively holding her shirt to cover her nose, her face sour with disgust. The thing was, she wasn't wearing her brassiere. So I've gotten a split-second eyeful of her bright pink, saggy and drooping 72-year-old pair of milk refineries as I screeched in horror and shock from the sudden events that has unfolded before me, shielding my eyes with my hands as if I was a demonic creature being banished to the depths of hell by a priest, all the while my cheeks turning beet red. She instantly realized what she was doing and dropped her shirt immediately, before retreating out of the kitchen into the master bedroom without uttering a word. It has been 30 minutes since that incident happened. What should I do now to engage a conversation with her without it being awkward? Any suggestions would definitely help. Edit: I've noticed that this post has recently gained tons of traction and attention within a span of one day, with a mixture between positive and negative comments. I just wanted to point out and make sure that I'm clear on the fact that I've only posted this story due to the humorous content that it contained, and I've only expected it for shits and giggles to brighten up anyone's day reading this post, not gain so much attention and criticism like a national news headline. I hope that this edit would slightly make things better. Also, For those who are wondering, I've also given my Mima a good hug and finished washing the dirty dishes. Too long didn't read. Today I fucked up by accidentally looking at my grandma pair of tits, and now I can't converse and interact with her in the same way again without it being slightly awkward. If it makes you feel any better, I can always count on seeing my nana's boobs at least twice every time I visit her, and it's been that way so long as I can remember. She does a stretching routine every morning in just her underwear, and then I usually catch her in conversation at least once as she's getting ready for bed. Those boobs fed the boobs that fed me, and I'm glad she's comfortable with her body even at 80. I'm a little sad Op reacted like this. I can't imagine having bodies being so taboo you have to scream for getting a quick peek at old boobies. Legend has it, everyone is naked underneath their clothes. Just go on about your life as normal. Boobs exist, they get saggy, and the older ladies tend to go one of two directions. Wear a bra 24/7 or none at all. Just pretend like it didn't happen and keep moving is the best option. Source: I've worked in healthcare for 9 years. I have older clients that have given up wearing bras and often will start undressing or getting up off the massage table with me still in the room. I've never felt the need to scream, gasp, cover my eyes, and I've never felt nauseated or disgusted. I just avert my eyes, laugh and say you're allowed to wait until I leave the room. Nah, don't worry about it. Just be natural. Forget shit happened and move on. No big deal. This Lamau. You're both adults. Act like it. Just act like nothing happened. I know it seems like a huge deal right now, but your grandma has dealt with more embarrassing things at some point in her life. She's lucky she has a grandson who does the dishes. She's not going to make things weird and mess that up. Yeah, she probably retreated so hastily because Op screeched like they saw Samara from the ring. Grandma feels worse about making grandchild react like that as opposed to literally having her tits be seen. Today I fucked up by trying to raise money to help fight kids with cancer. This didn't happen today. This happened around 13 years ago. Back in high school, I ended up getting my first job at a fast food burger restaurant as a cashier/drive-through person. There are a whole lot of messed up things I can tell you about working fast food, but this is the story that I remember most vividly since it directly happened to me. It was a Saturday during the summer. My store, which has sadly closed down since then, was on a highway leading to and from a popular beach in the area. We were the first fast food restaurant that people encountered on the drive home from the beach, so we naturally did a lot of business during the summer. On this particular day, I was put on drive-through. When you work drive-through, you have to wear a headset to communicate with vehicles trying to order food, make sure the food is prepared, bag all of the food, complete the transaction of cash and fast food, and try to get the vehicle to leave as fast as possible in order to complete everything under 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Actually, things can get pretty busy and hectic, but I had been working drive-through for a couple months now at this point that I could pretty much do everything on autopilot without thinking too hard. At this period in time, the store franchise was working with the Jimmy Fund and was accepting $1 donations to this charity. After taking every single order, we had to say the following phrase: "Would you like to donate $1 to help kids fight cancer?" Pretty simple, right? On this particular day, a fellow co-worker was stationed on drive-through with me, and my manager also had a headset on to assist when necessary. It was around 4 p.m. and I was about 4 hours into shift and my autopilot was in full gear. I was barely paying attention to the words I was saying since the job can get mind-numbingly boring by this point. The next vehicle comes up and gives me their order. As per usual, I deliver the Jimmy Fund question, but for one reason or another, it came out as, "Would you like to donate $1 to help fight kids with cancer?" It's funny how a simple switch of 2 words in a sentence can drastically alter the meaning of that. I didn't realize what I said, and neither did the customer, or did he? As he happily donated $1. As the vehicle pulls up to the window, I turn to my right to see my co-worker by the fry station and my manager at the front cashier staring at me with their mouth agape. They heard everything, blissfully unaware that I just raised money for the brand new cause of fighting fighting kids with cancer. I let out a sheepish "what's wrong?" They explained what I said. I was embarrassed to say the least, but luckily, people don't take things too seriously in the fast food business, so after I explained that my high school brain just kind of pooped itself, we laughed about my blunder and just continued on with the day. After this little incident, I definitely watch my words a bit more closely now. TL, doctor, worked fast food and needed to raise money for charity. Asked a customer to support the cause of fighting kids with cancer and got looks of horror from my co-worker and manager. I would keep saying it that way. I would not be surprised if you make more money. People would think it's funny. I volunteered at a booze tent at Mardi Gras where the profits went to a local school. We took care not to ID the school for the butthurt people. But I held a sign that read "Buy booze for children" in real small posting. I had the all proceeds go to local schools. People loved it and we definitely made more. Some actually just giving money. Which was funny the first time because the seasoned volunteers didn't know how to handle it. One woman was offended, but that gave me no bother. A couple POT'd drunkenly confide in me that they were underage. Quietly advised you shouldn't tell people that. But I digress. Point is, it would probably make money and can be shaken off as a slip of the tongue if some jerk takes offense. That's surprising that underage peyote would show up at Mardi Gras. It often takes over a decade to mature before it is ripe for consumption. I always knew we were fighting the wrong thing. Jimmy, we are going to cure your cancer, but first you've got to survive 18 rounds in the octagon. I thought fighting kids with cancer was free. They've never asked me for money after. I think it technically counts as fighting cancer. We couldn't find cancer, so we found a guy with cancer and we're gonna fight him. Worker, okay, all good, and if you'd like you can donate $1 today to help fight kids with cancer. Customer, it's about time. Those kids had it coming, you know. Worker, wait, what?